This is a 1995 Honda Shadow VLX 600, or it's also known as a VT600C, or maybe just a VT600, but it is, I think maybe the C was a California, I don't know. I've seen some of them say C, some of them don't. This is the older engine. The engines, they still make the same engine the exact same way now, but this one has two carburetors, and then in like 2001 they went to one big carburetor. My daughter actually rides basically this exact same bike, but it's stock, and it's a newer version, so it has one big carburetor. I had the obviously you can tell that it's been bobbed, and I got it from a guy who hadn't been riding it in a while, so I kind of went through it, changed the oil, put synthetic in it, had both the carburetors rebuilt, and I went ahead and had them jetted. I was actually planning on doing a little more of a shorty pipe on it, so I had them jetted so that they'd have a real wide throttle open for the exhaust. So the bike runs awesome. Had it fully serviced. It's got a new air cleaner in it, and it's in a really cool bike. This bike has got of course the bobbed end, and what they do is, you can see that they, if you know anything about bobbers, they cut the frame in the back, and then usually what these guys do is they buy a kit, and they put the kit on it, and by replacing the fender, they have all these little spots, you know, little pieces like this that go on. It screws on the new lights. Bobbers are really hot right now, and I think this is a really cool bike. Bobbers are kind of like choppers were a few years ago, and they got really big and people were spending tens of thousands of dollars on choppers. Now everybody wants bobbers because you can just spend a few $100 on a bobber, maybe a couple thousand, whatever, you know what I mean. It's the inexpensive way to get in a cool bike. Some of the things that I liked about this bike was actually the wheels are a little bit rusty, and I was just planning on clearing over that. I got this bike with the intention of just kind of going all the way with it, and I've ridden it some, and honestly I bought an Indian, and I really love it, and it's just a big old bike, and I just don't need two bikes. I think my wife's going to get into riding, and I'm probably going to need to get her something more you know, just standard and stock. I did take the mirrors off, but I do have them. They can go with the bike. I did put drag bars on it, and the way that it rides is really cool. It's super fun to ride. It's super fun to sit on. I love this leather style seat. I think it's actually real leather, and the way that they did that, super cool. I was going to paint it a different color and do a few different things to it, but the bike, of course the key is here. I believe I also put a new battery in it, so it's got a new battery. The baffles have been taken out of the pipe, so it sounds nice. Got a great sound to it. The clutch is great, shifts good. I did take the light bulb out of this side. It needs to be replaced. One of the wires was loose, so I had to fix that when I got it. And it just needs a new bulb. It's the same as this bulb, so that does make the turn signals work. Headlight and bright switch works, as you can see. Horn works. Brake lights work. Of course, there's a single brake light now, and then the plate for your mounting plate for your license plate. So I think this is a super fun bike for the money. One of the things I was gonna do right away was I was gonna put some thin white wall tires on it, and you can get, actually I think Shinko makes a really decent tire that's inexpensive, and probably about 250 bucks you can get some tires, including insulation. It definitely is going to need some new tires. I've been riding on these tires. I'm not afraid of them, but they are older and they have dry rot on them, and they're going to need to be replaced. So there you have it. This is a super cool bobber. I think somebody's going to be super happy with it, especially for the money. I mean, it's a great way to get into it at a good price, and then you add stuff a little at a time. I got this bike because I thought, I'll tinker with it, and it'll be about putting $1 here and $1, 20 bucks here and 50 bucks there, and maybe I'll spend 200 bucks on some pipes or whatever. I'm gonna eat that rooster.